What's up, YouTube? So before we get started on this video, we're watching First Take with Will Cain and Max Kellerman. They're going to be discussing whether or not Kevin Durant is going to end up in New York. They're going to be discussing, if he does, who is he going to be playing with? How is that going to affect other teams? And just overall, what is that going to do with New York? So let's hear what they have to say.
Are they getting ahead of themselves? That's the real question. Listen to this. The team used an image of rookie center Mitchell Robinson playing alongside Kevin Durant in a pitch to season ticket holders to re-up. They later deleted the picture to avoid the perception that the organization was suggesting that KD would be a Knick next season.
I think that's kind of sneaky on the New York Knicks part, because what if there's some people that they actually do believe that the Knicks are going to resign Kevin Durant and that he's going to be there next year, and that may be the only reason why they buy tickets? It's because finally their team's not really going to suck as bad and they're going to have Kevin Durant on the team? What if someone bought those tickets? So that's going to become like false advertisement. And I will be pissed if I spend a lot of money on season tickets and the player that I wanted to see is not there. So I think that's probably false advertising. But let's carry on.
New York projected to have enough cap space to sign
standing
two
ovation.
max free agents.
Seriously.
I'm with you. I'm going to stand up too. I like
think
it.
you deserve this.
I like it.
This
Speaking
is
into
stuff, right? You're going to be that Mets
Go
fan
all
at the
in.
Yankees game. Nice job.
Whatever.
Honesty,
You're a Lakers
proactive.
Fan now. Max, is it a failure if the Knicks don't sign KD this summer?
I want to be perfectly clear about this. As Stephen A. would say, put the camera on me. I am talking to you, James Dolan, the most miserable failure of an owner in American team sports right now. In a basketball crazy city, the major franchise plays in the heart of Manhattan, the most valuable franchise in basketball, and you are a laughingstock. Let me explain something to you.
So before Max explains, I'm not too sure if the Knicks are the most valuable basketball team in the NBA. Because I think at one point I thought I heard it was the Dallas Mavericks a couple years ago, and I could only expect that the Los Angeles Lakers are one of the high total type teams. It might be new. I'm not too sure, but I'll have to double check on that, for one. And for two, it will be a big problem if the New York Knicks don't sign Kevin Durant. Because for one thing, who are they going to get? I mean, they have room to go ahead and sign him. They should be throwing the house at him. So that's going to be a problem if they don't sign KD or really anybody. And they got rid of Porzingis. So they need to sign somebody. I mean, they're trash as it is. I mean, can they get any worse? So I think it'll be an issue if they don't sign Kevin Durant.
You just botched Kristaps Porzingis, a 7'3". Yao Ming was 7'5". He's basically Yao Ming's height with guard skills, who seemed to love the city, get along with everybody, but hated your franchise.
That's when I never understood that trade. I never understood it. And he went to Dallas. So I don't even understand how you can let a guy like that has got the skills, the skill set, and is 7'3". You cannot teach 7'3". I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I thought I missed something when they traded him. I mean, you know, Mark Cuban was just more than happy to welcome that guy. He'd give him the house. That's what New York should have done. And they should be offering Kyrie whatever he wants to. And forgetting about something else, I think we're forgetting about Zion. What if Zion gets drafted? But let's carry on.
Listen, that's because of you, and that's because of the way you run things. And you botched it on his rookie deal. You have to use him to leverage out of cap problems so you can sign 2 free agents? Hey, geniuses, is that what the Rockets did with Hakeem? Is it what the Mavericks did with Dirk? You know what we're going to do? We're going to use Dirk on his rookie deal to leverage ourselves out of cap problems so we can sign 2 max free agents. Are people insane?
Yeah, a lot of people are insane, Max. I'm thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing when they traded him. It's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. How could you let that go? I mean, at the very least, he's 7'3". You can't teach that. All you have to do is tell him to go chill out in the paint. That's it. But I don't know. Like I said, I was thinking I missed something when I heard when he was traded. So let's continue on with what Max has to say.
Dirk Dirk Nowitzki was amazing, one of the greatest offensive players of all time. Kristaps has beyond that offensive potential because he's significantly taller, but he's already a defensive monster. Now, you use him he's gone now. Okay, let me explain something. I'll be very clear. If you do not sign Kevin Durant, get out of my face. Don't come to me with, we have Kyrie and Jimmy Butler. Oh, because you know what Kyrie and Jimmy Butler does? It's a second-round exit. It's maybe a conference finals. That ain't no championship dynasty. You must begin if you've lost Kristaps Porzingis. Your best player must be Kevin Durant. It must be a top 5 player in the NBA, period. Any other permutation of anybody that doesn't begin with Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard counts. We're not talking about him because no one's putting him in New York. Has to be a top 5 player.
Max is completely correct. Like I said, they botched Porzingis and let him get away. So anything else, anything less than that, anything less than a Kevin Durant, I mean, you got to pick that guy up. And maybe Kyrie. So I think the best case scenario that I can see that the Knicks could have would be Kevin Durant comes to New York, and then they get maybe Kyrie, and then in a draft, they pick up Zion Williamson from Duke. That would be in a perfect world. That would be in a perfect world. But, I mean, the Knicks, I don't know, they must, somebody's making money somewhere to keep them playing like garbage. Somebody's making somewhere. And in a major city in New York, was the mob involved somewhere? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But let's continue on and see what Max has to say.
As your number 1 guy. Then you need another number 2 guy who's a perennial all-star. So it's KD plus Kyrie. That's a win. KD plus Jimmy Butler.
Plus Zion Williamson in a draft. The guy from out of Duke. The monster out of Duke. That's LeBron. That guy is doing so good. He's balling so much at Duke that LeBron's going to go see him because he wants to see who he might get banged on next year. That's right. I said LeBron went to go see Zion Williamson play to see who he might get banged on by next year. That's right, LeBron. He's coming. That beast is coming your way.
That's a win. But if it's Kyrie and Jimmy Butler, you have failed as usual.
For a guy that's been eating at McDonald's for about a decade, you sure are demanding a nice steak. I mean, what right do you have to say KD or nothing else?
I hate them.
I mean, seriously.
I'm a Lakers fan. They can't hurt me anymore.
I respect your passion. I really do. But your expectations are a bit high for the Knicks. Listen, as a Mavericks fan, I appreciate your gift of Kristaps Porzingis. I also do recognize there was some risks involved. What goes along with 7'3" is injury of risk of injury. And so you have to acknowledge some of that existed for the Knicks. You also knew you'd already botched it. The game was over. He was leaving. So you had to do something with it. And buying a lotto ticket was a nice consolation prize to building around a young 7'3" guy. If you want to win the lottery, you got to buy a ticket. The Knicks bought a ticket. They bought 2 max cap slots. Max, I'm not here to tell you.
They already hit the lottery. They won.
And they're going to have a lottery pick.
They hit the Mega Millions and then took the whole jackpot and bought lottery tickets. What are they doing?
Max.
You guys notice that Max is getting kind of rowdy now that Stephen A. Smith's not there. It's like he's taking over the spot of getting loud, getting hyper, and getting rowdy because Stephen A. Smith's not there. So when the teacher's away, the mice will play. So Max is he's having his field day. He's having a field day with this. Let's see what more else this guy's got to say while yelling.
In the I'm not here to defend I'm not here to defend a decade worth of Knicks behavior. I'm here to tell you that where they are today is one of the best places they could have ended up in this situation. Now, is it a complete and utter failure to our question if they don't land KD? It is not. I would tier it like this, Max. Again, this is you ordering steak when you've been living off of McDonald's. If you get KD, success. If you get KD and Kyrie, Max is going to have to come on television, get on his knees, and apologize to the American audience.
No doubt. They were right and I was wrong.
If they get KD and Kyrie,
they were right and I was wrong.
You need to kneel on set.
Well, although, why couldn't they have KD, Kyrie, and
No, he needs to kneel.
Wait, time out. My contention is if you got Kyrie...
Molly, if there's anybody that needs to be kneeling, it's you. I say that again. Molly, if there's anybody that should be on their knees, it should be you.
And KD, you should also have Porzingis. What's wrong with that?
Listen to me. Yeah. We're setting the standard here right now.
I see.
Don't back out.
No, hold on. What? Hold on.
You're wiggling, and I'm going to get you here.
Did the Bulls have to give up Jordan to get Pippen and Rodman?
You're looking in the rearview mirror still. I'm looking forward out the windshield. If they get KD and Kyrie, you must kneel on set and apologize to the franchise.
If they get KD and Kemba, he needs to kneel on set.
Time out. You're missing the point.
No, we're not.
We're not. We're looking
Did
forward.
the Warriors,
If they had Porzingis, how were they going to get two max contracts and the lottery pick? They couldn't have kept Porzingis
It was
and
the
do that.
Hardaway
Yeah, but you had to
contract.
get rid of Hardaway.
They shouldn't have had the contracts on the books.
Granted, stop looking in the rearview mirror.
But you
look
can't
forward.
not look in the rearview mirror.
You have to, man. Life works this way.
Did
Life
the
works this
Warriors
way.
have to trade Steph in order to get KD?
We get this, man.
Why do the Knicks have to trade Porzingis in order to get KD?
Listen, calm down. I understand how this hits close to your heart. You're like a jilted lover who can't forget the girl who just jilted you. You got to start looking forward
I'm
at
in
some
a
point.
crazy
and seeing
box
who's
here.
next.
What is everyone missing about this?
No one's missing
The
anything.
Knicks knew that this free agent crop was going to be excellent.
They were morons. We got
nevertheless
it.
dug themselves cap problems.
So what it is, that's management, the recruiting, the coaching. All of that should have been looking ahead. They should know what's going on a year or two ahead. Even though you can't predict the future, but you should know who's up for the contract. You know what I'm saying? Who's up to be traded? Who wants to be traded? Who's looking for a new home? You know, all that goes into the management, the head coach. All that goes for the people upstairs. I mean, just look at Golden State Warriors. Look what their management has done. The foresight that they had to pick up the players that they had. So, you know, a lot of that goes on management. Max is correct in this. He's very correct.
And alienated their franchise player to the point where they needed to use that franchise player on his rookie deal to get out of cap problems, and people call that a success?
Calm down. We know it's about what you do next. And I'm here to
it's
tell
a process, Max.
I want
Trust
you,
it.
I want
Trust
you to
the
try to
process.
not let the word Porzingis enter your mind for the next 2 minutes.
So it's hard to trust the process when this style of process has been going on for years. The Knicks have been trashed for a long time. So at what point do you try something new? At what point do you try something new? So let's just keep on going.
Okay? It'd be best if you don't think about Hardaway Jr. either. Think about what the team looks like.